Welcome back. We are covering book number 8 of 25 books to help your business grow. Never stop learning. You have to keep growing and learning in life, especially if you're an entrepreneur or a small business owner. And I love small business owners. I love the fact that you're out there grinding, especially in these troublesome trials and times that we live in with what's going on worldwide from a health standpoint. But you're in there, you're battling, you're fighting. And if you have decided that you are going to throw in the towel, I want to encourage you not to still give up. It doesn't mean that just because you have a failure and under an L on your record here doesn't mean that you're down and out for the long haul. And maybe you're somebody who has failed before in the past or just didn't pan out, right? That is good learning. That's your real life MBA you're gotten experience from, right? And so maybe it's time to consider throwing your hat back in the ring, right? The landscape is changing, and where there's troublesome times, there's also opportunity. And if you are struggling to keep the lights on, don't be discouraged. I know it's hard not to be, but I want to encourage you to keep fighting as long as you can. And if this isn't the opportunity, what have you learned from it? What can you learn for your next go, right? Take some time to recover and then throw your hat back in the ring. The world needs entrepreneurs like you. I appreciate you. I love you guys and want to just again encourage you not to be discouraged. This doesn't define you. The success nor the loss doesn't define who you are. The fact that you're in there doing it, that's what defines you. That's the example you're setting for your friends and family, your kids, people in society, of the fact that you're not going to quit at the end of the day, right? So anyway, before we get started with number 8 here, I want to encourage you to hit the subscribe button. It helps YouTube know that people are following. Click the thumbs up, which is the like button. It also lets YouTube know that it's appreciated, and then lets me know that you appreciate it also. And then also click the alert button to be notified of future content. And then hopefully we'll hit that 20 subscriber mark. We've been stuck at 11 for a while, but I do appreciate my 11 followers greatly. And maybe one or two of those may even be family, but I appreciate them too, because they at least gave me the subscribe. They may not even be listening every day, but I appreciate that they even did that for me and subscribe. So number 8, the 4-Hour Work Week. And this is by a guy named Timothy Ferriss. And I've had to go back and read through this a couple of times, right? And this is kind of a big millennial book that's, a book of folklore, not folklore, but this guy is super popular, and he says a lot of good things in this book. And I think it's something important to think about in terms of, again, it ties back into the E-Myth book that I covered a couple videos ago. I encourage you to go check that video out. The playlist is listed in the description of this video as well, so you can go find that. But again, it really forces you to rethink how you're living your life, right? And so I want to get better at this, and I think I'm setting myself up to do that. I'm putting in a lot of the hard work right now, trying to build these YouTube channels up, number one, doing some other things as well, and I want to change the way I'm doing business. I don't want to be in delivery anymore. I've made that decision. I've made up my mind. It's not what I want to do. And, again, even though I'm good at it, it's just stressful, and it's something that I want to get. I don't want to spend the rest of my life doing this. So I've been setting up, like myself, to make that change. And this is a great book to make you reconsider how you want to spend your time, right? I think it's the quality of time that you have and that you are able to spend, which is the most important thing, right? It's not necessarily about money. Money is nice. It's a nice to have for sure. And if you can set yourself up a way to make changes, that's good. I'm setting myself up to work differently. I don't think that I can just sit around, that's not what I want to do, but I want to do what I want to do, and set myself up so that I have, whether it be passive income or, a side business, something that I can, spend the time doing and doing the things that I want to do and with my family and people that I care about. Right. So I think this book is definitely worth a read. Some things are impractical though. And just to flip that switch, right? If you have a lower overhead and don't have a family and you're young and single, you can do what he's talking about here a lot easier, right? It's when you a little bit older and you're pot committed in your career and you have bills and a fixed cost of income with house and car notes and school and braces and all that other stuff that comes with the commitment you've made to your family. I get that. It's not easy to flip that switch. However, it's not impossible either. Like I said, I'm making that move right now and setting myself up to do these things. And I'm coming up, I think, on probably, 9 months that I've been consistently posting videos on Small Biz Shoutout and Free Advice from Your Uncle. And again, I'm building up content and storing away content that hopefully will pay off in the long run. I'm not there yet, got a long way to go. But again, it's with that goal of changing it so that maybe I can have a 4-hour work week. And I don't think that that's absolutely true either. I think there's a lot of things in here. You'll have to, use your big boy and girl brain to process what's usable and what isn't. Not everything is appropriate, for you necessarily, nor for me, depending on, like I mentioned, what phase of life you're in. But if you're young enough and can leverage this and do things that he's suggesting, I think it's great. I think you should spend your time traveling and seeing the world and figuring out what you really want to do, because you do have the rest of your life to work in corporate America and be miserable. And at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not encouraging my kids just to go to college just to get a job. I don't want them to do that. I want them to do something that they're going to enjoy, and they're not going to dread Sunday nights coming around where they have to get up and slog into the office and deal with people and a job that they really don't enjoy. I'd rather them keep their cost of living down and do something that they are going to enjoy. And I think this book is a very good listen or read if you are considering this and need a change. So again, I've listened to it multiple times. I do think it's a great book, and I want to encourage you to pick that up. So that's going to do it. Again, before we get going, I want to encourage you to hit the thumbs up, which is the like button, and also the subscribe button. Lets YouTube know that there's interest in the channel, and it helps me, and it's free to do. And then also click the alert button to be notified of future content. And that's going to do it. And we'll talk to you at the next video.